All right, we're here to talk to you about the
desert tortoise.
desert tortoise, and we are. What's your name?
Maya.
What's your name?
Ted.
What's your name? Hurry.
Sarah.
And I'm Sandy, and we, along with my husband Steve and Trey, our dog, adopted a desert tortoise. It's part of a program through our desert museum. And we, girls, do we own the tortoise? No, we don't own the tortoise. We are just helping the desert museum. They have a huge population of desert tortoises, but if they're left in the wild, they get eaten by what kind of things?
Like dogs.
Yeah? What kind of dogs do we have in Arizona?
Let's see. 20.
Oh.
Coyotes.
Coyotes.
Foxes.
What are our wild pigs that we have here?
Well, we have javelinas.
Javelina. And so they get eaten by those things if they're out in the wild. So they give them to people who build a appropriate habitat for them, and we get to keep them kind of as our yard mascot.
Yeah.
If something happens to us or something, we feel like we need to have Master Uguay not in our yard anymore, that's the name of our tortoise, we have to give her back to the Desert Museum. She's still owned by them. So that's, and we did it because we thought it was a cool thing to do. We wanted to learn more about our native animals, and it was just a cool thing to have in our yard.
Yeah, really fun.
Right?
Yeah.
When we decided to do it, we had to go to the Desert Museum and fill out an application. Hang on, honey. And then they had to come out and check out our yard and check us out and check out our habitat, which we'll show you in a second. So it's a pretty strict process. You don't just get to go and pick it up like you'd pick up a puppy. But it was cool, and we passed all the tests, so we got to go down to the Desert Museum and pick out the one we wanted, right?
Yeah.
And we chose Master Uguay. And so let's introduce her to you.
All right, here's our desert tortoise. We think she's 6 years old, and it's a girl, and she's fully grown.
That's right. We know she's fully grown because her shell is over 6 inches in diameter. She's probably a pretty typical sized desert tortoise. They're a little smaller than the sea tortoises. And Maya, why does she have that big indentation in her shell?
Well, that's because a dog bit her.
That's right.
When she was in the wild.
When she was in the wild, or if somebody owned her before and kind of abandoned her, she ran away or got out. But they think that a dog or a coyote bit her, and that's what that's about with the shell.
But
so
when we bought her, the person said a dog bit her because a dog went in there.
Okay.
And there was a dog there and it bit her.
All right. Let's see. What else can we tell you about her? How do we know she's a girl, Maya?
Well,
you want to flip her over, Steve?
Only if we flip them upside down.
Right. So what happens is a female is flat upside down, right?
The bottom is flat like that.
That's right. She has a very flat bottom of her shell, like by her tail. And boys have
an index.
An indentation. Very good. They have an indentation in their shells. What does Master Uguay eat?
Well, they eat, let's see, kale.
Kale, very good. That's like a lettuce.
And they eat, hay.
What's a special treat that we give to Master Uguay that she loves? She hissed a little bit. We're close to her.
Yeah.
What do we give her that she loves as a special treat?
She loves prickly pear fruit.
Prickly pear fruit. That's fruit that goes on a cactus. Can you give her a piece of grass and show everybody how she eats? Don't block her face, babe. There you go. She's not wanting to eat very much right now. She spent a lot of time eating hay earlier.
Lots of grass.
Yep. Very good.
Let's see, she's gonna eat.
And is Master Uguay slow, like the story of the tortoise and the hare?
Yes.
Yeah, she's slower than a bunny rabbit, but she's fairly fast for a turtle, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, if she doesn't want to be somewhere, she can get to where she needs to be. And if you can see her eyes, I'll try to zoom in a little bit on her eyes. Watch your hands, honey. They don't blink eyelids. They have little, there you go, you can see it there. Little rims of tissue that come over their eyes there instead of blinking. And in the desert where it's super dry, that becomes pretty important so their eyes don't dry out. Are turtles good climbers or bad climbers?
Bad climbers. Good climbers.
Yeah, they're good climbers. So we had to make a very high fence for Master Oogway to live in so that she couldn't climb out. So we'll show you her habitat that we had to build now, but there's the star of the show, and we'll get her to walk over to her
Cage.
her habitat so you can see it.
If you hold her, sometimes she might pee on you.
That's right. What do tortoises do if they're scared?
They scared, they might pee or might poop.
Exactly. So when tortoises are afraid, they might pee. And when they pee, they get rid of all their fluids. And is that good when you live in the desert?
No.
No way. So they say if you ever find a desert tortoise out in the wild, don't scare it, don't lift it up. Just try to kind of herd it in the right direction. Otherwise, they'll pee and lose all their fluids.
And if you don't,
And
if you do pick them up, you got to pick them
die.
up flat. They don't like to be picked up on either side. You got to pick them up flat.
So there's Master Oogway trying to get back to the grass, but we'll let her go back into her habitat, which is what she's really
It's called a
trying to
burrow.
do. Her burrow, that's right.
This is the burrow.
You gotta talk loud. This is the burrow. It has a fence that's dug about how far? 2 feet down?
It's about 8 to 10 inches deep.
8 to 10 inches deep, I guess. Because Sarah and Tess, are tortoises good diggers? Yep, they dig just like that.
Okay.
Good demonstration. All right, so
This is the real burrow.
the fence has to be dug very deep,
And she actually digs in her burrow.
and there's her burrow. It's made out of cinder block with a piece of plywood over it.
Then rocks and dirt.
Yeah, what do the rocks and dirt do?
They keep it from the rain going, the lightning or the rain going through there to hurt her.
That's right, so it keeps it dry. It also keeps it very cool in the summer and warm in the winter. And you see that Master Oogway likes her burrow. That's where she prefers to be. She can come out anytime she wants, and she can get herself wet and drink out of here. Steve. And she can eat some grasses. That's a prickly pear. It has no fruit on it right now, but it has fruit.
And we used to have flowers here, but they died. But she would sometimes eat the flowers, but they're...
She eats the grass.
That's right, she eats grass and the flower. Maya, what happens all winter long in Arizona to desert tortoises?
They stay in their burrow from October to April.
Very good. And what is that called when you stay?
Hibernating.
Very good. And that's what Master Oogway does. In October, when it starts to get a little colder, not compared to Wisconsin, but for Arizona, she goes all the way into the very end of her burrow. And we did not see or hear a peep from her for 6 months. And then she came out and she was very hungry and thirsty. So we had lots of hay and lots of kale for her.
And here's some dried up hay.
Yep, there's some dry hay that she eats right there. And she's wanting to hide her head. She's a little shy. So that's the scoop of the desert tortoise, huh, Mike? Cilantro. Here she is. One last picture of Master Oogway in her habitat.
Yeah, and we tried giving her
With her shell.
and we tried giving her some cilantro, and she ate it. And we never knew they would eat cilantro.
She's got good claws on her feet. Maya, for digging. since they don't need to swim because they live in the desert, so they don't have web feet. They have clawed feet for crawling and digging.